Alright, you good? We good?
You're good. Yeah,
Right,
you
cool.
want to count yourself in?
Oh, sure, I'll count myself down. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Finally, I got to the La-Mulana. The adventure starts here. The La-Mulana. Yep, victory dance. Alright, so this is La-Mulana. First, you gotta talk to this old guy. His name is Zelpud, but you won't be able to tell from all this Japanese text. There is a fan translation that exists, but it adds a lot more text, like considerable amounts of text. Basically, it tells us, hey, a lot of people died in these ruins. I'll let you in, but, you know, we warned you. So the early game is basically collect money and weights. So if you look at the top right corner, you see my dollars, and below that you see my weights. The weights are used to activate specific pedestals, and that's how you solve certain puzzles, do certain things. It's fun. So this is the first turkey. If he has a weight, then everything's a good day, but he does not. Second turkey probably will have a weight though, because the game's nice to me. Nope. Third turkey? Nope. So that's not great, but we're all right for now. There's still plenty of time for me to need to get that weight drop that I need. But all right. So anyways, these are the ruins. We get greeted with some cool jams, some foreboding music. This is a life jewel. We have health now. That little tiny health bar is a little bit larger. So basically the plot of the game is, obviously these are the ruins of La-Mulana. The main character, Lamisa Kosugi's dad, found these ruins first and sent him an email basically teasing him saying, hey, I found this stuff. Come and get me, jerk. Because these ruins have the secret to, basically these ruins hold the secret to all life pretty much, supposedly. Like, so the rumors say. So, you know, being the well-done son guy that you are, you're like, hey, I want to find this stuff. So you find the ruins. The reason why you only have a whip and your MSX computer is because airport security confiscated all your other supplies. You were able to keep the whip because you claimed it was a souvenir. That's actually the canon thing. So I just picked up some shurikens, but for some reason I have 0 shurikens because that's how this game works. But I guess you know, you learned how to use shurikens. Thankfully, these pots have shurikens. So, like I said, early game, running around, collecting money, hoping for a weight drop because that would be nice. If you don't get it, it kind of sucks. But the problem issue comes a little bit later. So I'm going to show the first example of Divine Retribution. If you hit things you're not supposed to, you get zapped with lightning. There is no indication of what you should or should not hit, because this game is rude. But in that case, we use it as a tactical damage boost. But most of the time, we're going to try not to get zapped by lightning. So this room, if you kill all the enemies in the room, that block in the top and the middle of the screen appears. This is setting up for a puzzle we're going to solve much later. Hey look, a secret wall and a block that takes forever to push. So basically the way you're supposed to figure that out is there's the skeleton in front of it, and basically if you read it, it basically says, hey, there's a secret room over here. And that's how you're supposed to figure that out. Otherwise, it take a while to get this out. By the way, it's the Holy Grail. We already found the Holy Grail, and it's only been, I don't know, 5 minutes? We're good at finding secret treasures. So the pot's contents are preset. There's no randomness about them at all. So I'm making sure to break very specific pots. You have to break these things in a specific order. I've seen Yelspec having problems in the background. It's very amusing. So breaking those things in order creates this ladder that lets us hit the switch, which again solves a lot of puzzles. I'm solving a lot of puzzles, and it's hard to tell and or explain when I'm doing them or why I'm doing things, but just take my word for it. There is an item that makes a tone when you solve a puzzle, kind of like Zelda, but, well, it takes time to get, and, well, that's wasting time in a speedrun. Who would do that, right? Okay, so we're just about done our initial foray into the guidance gate. It's the gate of guidance because it is the first level of the game. We're going to put a weight here. It's going to reveal a treasure, an Ankh jewel. I'm not going to collect it yet because climbing ladders is painfully slow. Yes. Pushing things is slow, climbing is slow, moving is slow, everything is slow. It does get better. So this is the Temple of the Sun. It's technically the third area of the game, but the game is a very non-linear approach to it. You can basically do things how you want mostly. So you throw this ninja star at that face that's up there. That tablet on the wall that's in the background says, hey, aim and shoot. And you take that as the hint at, oh, I need to throw a ninja star at that guy. So climb this ladder slowly, press that button and climb this ladder slowly. But if you can see in the middle of the screen, there is a knife. And the knife is powerful. It is very powerful in this game. I'm going to hit my cat ball. He's adorable and riding a ball. So knife. I'm going to mess up menuing. So the knife, it attacks like downward and in front of you, but it's also much faster than the whip and also hurts more than the whip. So it's going to get a lot of mileage. These are some fire turkeys. These are the bats. In a perfect world, I get both of them on the way down, but I did not. It's not a big deal, but it's nice if you can. So we have to go into this cave and talk to this guy. He says, if there's a man, there's also a woman. Do not use weapons inside the woman. If you want to solve the ruins, whatever, go to the next room. Basically, it's summarized. But he does, in fact, say, if there is a man, there is also a woman. For some reason or other, talking to that guy is what spawns the chest in this room in the top left corner. And also, now I need to meditate under Wedget, if these guys will let me. Do nothing but pray. Do not put a thing on the weight thing, otherwise you'll have a bad time. You're supposed to meditate. Meditate until the chest opens. So, now we're kind of stabilized a bit. I still haven't gotten a weight drop yet, which is kind of unfortunate because it's going to come down to... Getting one weight drop saves a lot of time that you need to spend farming for it. Getting a second weight's even better, but that's only like 10 seconds difference in that case. But the first weight's the big one. So, like I said, we're still collecting dollars. We're going to be collecting a lot of dollars in this run. I'm scared of these yellow guys, but they hurt a lot. Like a considerable amount. Yeah. So, controlling this game, there is a up, down, left, right, weapon, and sub-weapon button, and that's it. So it's really weird, like, because it's up is jump and climb ladders. So there will be situations where you need to climb a ladder, but you accidentally jump, or vice versa. I kind of rebound them to various things. I need to kill those two bats that I tried to kill earlier. I also gotta get used to this keyboard. And I need to pray for the bats to come visit me, but they're not coming to visit me. Bats, please, please, bats. Oh, there you go. So reveal another life jewel, a precious health max up. The early game is about money. It's also about keeping control of your life. Sonic did not have to wait for me. I hate you, Sonic. So we're just about. Oh, wait, I forgot to grab a pot inside the pyramid. It's over here. Also, I can't run up these sand dunes yet. I'm glad I reminded myself to grab the 20 pot before I left, because that would have been really bad. Hey, Sonic, maybe you'll have a way for me this time. No. So, we're just about done our initial foray into the ruins. We've only visited 2 locales. I'm going to use my holy grail that I got in the first level that lets you warp around the places, but only the places I've quote-unquote visited. I'm going to do some shopping now. What I just bought was the Glyph Reader ROM for our MSX computer that we have. And I'm also going to buy a hand scanner. With those in tandem, I can read the things in the ruins. I can translate them. They're still going to be in Japanese though, because I can't help with that one. I'm going to farm some turkeys, because I still haven't gotten a weight yet. Turkeys, give me a weight, please. Turkeys, jerks. Alright, there we go. We got a weight finally. Break open that shortcut. Put on our hand scanner and knife again. We're going back in. So the hand scanner lets us read tablets, it lets us read skeletons for things, It also allows us to pick up ROMs on the ground, because for some reason, these ruins are full of MSX ROMs. I don't know why, but they are. I just picked up Athletic Land. I've never played that. In fact, I've never played anything on the MSX. But there are a lot of MSX ROMs in these ruins for some inexplicable reason. So what I just read, though, was the first of the Grail tablets. Now I can actually warp here instead of, you know, having to walk around everywhere. And like I said, you need to be able to read them and understand them in order to be able to warp there. I don't know why that's the case. I guess because they wanted to be old-fashioned. Well, and that's the way that it works. So now money isn't as nearly as much of a concern. I mean, I'm still going to be collecting a lot of it, and I'm still going to be making sure to collect as much as I can, because there's still a lot of purchases I need to make. But I have the very bare necessities. I'm still going to be making sure to collect money now. Watch out for these flying croissants. This is the Mausoleum of the Giants. This is the second area of the game. I only say like numerical, even though it's a non-linear game, these are it's the order of warp points. The way to warp in this game is you open the item menu and you press the key, the number key corresponding to the warp point. So for some reason, well, I mean, 0 is the surface, 1 is the guidance gate, 2 is here, 3 is Temple of the Sun, so on and so forth. I'll explain them more as I get to them. There is a treasure chest here that I don't need because it's a map. So I'm going to start collecting ammunition for those. I believe the English translation refers to them as throwing knives, but they don't really function like throwing knives at all. They are more like rolling daggers, and they also make no gosh darn sense. They kind of defy physics, to be honest. So I just picked up the warp point here. I'm going to go visit one of the most infamous puzzles in this version of the game. In the remake, this section down here is devoted to like just a rotating switch thing. In this one, you kind of have to hit the things in a certain order to make them get certain symbols. And thankfully, you know, if you do a speedrun, you know what you're going to hit. So you hit the middle twice to make it all stars, which for whatever reason makes this tablet appear, which is what I needed the weight drop for. And then, oh wait, I got a second weight drop somewhere. I don't even know where I got that. Huh. Interesting. Alright, well, cool. I have an extra weight drop. So the other weight drop that I wanted would be for this treasure chest. Power lies at the foot of Fudo. And you have to, there's a puzzle to determine which one Fudo is. Like, there's tablets saying, oh, this guy is not left-handed, or like, this guy faces eastward, and, you know, a lot of headaches that can be solved just by either trial and error or having knowledge of the game. So collecting the second Octool, their uses will come into play later. Collect some more rolling daggers, almost get spooked by ghosts. So now, we're going down to the Twin Labyrinths. For whatever reason, well, I mean, I know the reason, but for whatever reason, this place is non-Euclidean. I went down and went up in a completely different room. We're not going to be here for very long. We're just going to be here to collect some more money. The pot I just picked up was a 100 gold pot, by the way. I am now slightly rich. And this pot is a 30 gold pot, and I will also be rich. So we're just visiting here, this shop. We're going to buy a nice green helmet. It's green, it's nice, it goes on your head. Look how nice that is. So, with the rest of our funds, we're going to buy more weights, because we need weights. And those are the last weights we're going to need to buy for the rest of the game, hopefully. So now we have weights, we don't have money anymore again, but we have weights. So now we're going to go to the fourth section, which is the spring in the sky. The spring in the sky, as being a spring, is full of water. We can't live in water very well. For whatever reason, I guess we like to drown. The remake kind of makes sense of it by saying it's poisonous water, but this version has no such hand wave. You just die in water. You also die in lava, which we'll see later. So, in the spring in the sky, our goal is to figure out how to not die in water, which is good. And we're gonna collect some other things too. For some reason or other, they hide the secrets to surviving water through a pond of water. So, a lot of this game is health manipulation. It's hard. So, to access the menus, yeah, he eats curry when he's paused. Menuing this, oh, nice bat. Nice bat. So menuing this game is kind of awkward. F1 is pause, F2 opens the item menu, F3 opens the ROMs menu. So I'm going to need all those, and since they're at the top of the keyboard, I kind of have to reach a bit. It's fun. So this guy is some kind of weird centaur thing. I don't know what his deal is. Just throw a bunch of ninja stars into him and he explodes, and everything's fine. I guess I'll talk about health management now. So, you'll notice a lot of things don't really hurt much. I didn't mean to fall down there. A lot of things don't hurt very much. That said, the only ways to regain health in this game, hang on, 1001, 1002, 1003. I missed the platform anyway. So the only ways to regain health are filling up that EXP bar, which all it does is refill your health. That's all it does. Nice jump. Getting a life jewel, which increases your max health, or saving and reloading the game. Those are the only ways to regain health. So the route is kind of such that you get timed level ups in specific spots to refill your health, and also collect health jewels in specific spots to refill your health. If things go awry, I'm going to have to save load. Hopefully they don't. But this game can be cruel and really mean sometimes. The thing I picked up after beating the lobster centaur boss, whatever the heck that was the first of the 4 seals. Oh, by the way, the thing I clicked at the top of the thing lets me swim as well. I forgot to mention that. You have to set this gear rolling so we can get some water in that next room. But we'll be back there later. I'm gonna get bullied by bats somewhere too. So why not, right? Ah, water. So now this chest is open. It's a glove. So what do you think a glove does? You wear it. For whatever reason, the glove doubles your push speed. So now I'm no longer pushing things like a sloth. Thank goodness. So we're on our way down to the lower sections of the spring. Down here, we're going to collect yet another Ankh jewel, which we still don't technically know the usages of for yet. The other thing we're going to do is stab a fish a whole lot, because we hate fish. That was what reveals Ankh jewel. We're going to collect Cabbage Patch Kids for the MSX. The ROMs we're collecting are very, very useful in various ways for reasons that are not fully indicated just yet. Most of the time, ROMs don't do anything, especially not by themselves, but you will eventually get a second slot to your MSX, and certain combinations of ROMs will give you certain benefits. No, we already got that. We don't need to breathe underwater. We're breathing. So we gotta break this chain, and we gotta go upstairs and slap the chain to make it go. See that chain down there? Now I'm gonna slap it a whole bunch with my knife, because that's how you make it go. I didn't stab that seahorse very well. I guess it's a kelpie. I didn't stab that kelpie very well. 10 stabs. 10 stabs. There we are now. So now what that did was it, hey look, the water's gone. See ya, water. So now we're back in the Temple of the Sun. Wow, look at this. So we're going to do some unintended things here, hopefully. Because we normally cannot walk up the sand dunes without a utensil. And I'm trying to damage up the sand dunes if these birds would cooperate. Birds, come back. Why? I'm having some really bad luck with enemy patterns. Okay. There we go. So, put the weight there. Normally it expects you to come over from the left side, but this is all part of the speedrun route. So over here, now that we have flooded that, putting the weight there removes the platform that's blocking this chest. I didn't mean to miss that. Oh god, moving in water is so painful. Under this pot. Weight pedestal. Shoes! So these are the boots. We're fast now. Hooray. Hooray for quality of life. So we're going to the Chamber of Extinction. It's dark. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's dark and I'm not fixing it. So you better pay attention for the test. There's a ladder here. You go down here, you jump up, you go down, you go right. You jump up, you find a ladder. Watch out for creepy corpse, floating skull, bloody thing. Leave them alone and never come back. Now, yeah, we're out of the darkness. Look at that. Hey, look, it's light now. Suddenly bright. So, what we're doing here is literally just grabbing the teleport point. It's on the way. Just some menus. We'll put back here. So, what we're going to do here, now we have shoes of go fastness. The entire early game is basically to try to get boots in as early as possible without any headaches. That's the whole early game of the speedrun. It's like 18 minutes in, and I finally can go fast. We also climb fast, which is why we wait until we have shoes to get this. Logical, right? Instead of wasting a year of our lives climbing down. So this cat ball is the scariest cat ball ever. If you get knocked off by it, you have a bad time. But we want the warp point, and now you got it, so he's no longer scary. Muddy pot, hit the switch. So what I'm doing here, turned on the lights. Those platforms are not there unless you turn on the lights, so that's why you have to do this. Goal of this room, kill the 2 flaming turkeys and do a bad job of it. I need to kill them both. Doing that will create another weight pedestal, which will release the minecart from the next room. But we're not going to deal with that for a while. We're just here to go visit over here to see our friend Arachnolion. I don't think that's what his name is, but that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, he's got like weird centipede legs. It's like he's weird. He's weird, man. So this is the Inferno Cavern. This song is a very good song. Very good song. Lava is hot. Do not touch lava. Our purposes here are several-fold, as always. We're going to collect Antarctic Adventure for the MSX. I've never played it, so. But that one's one of the more critical ones, so maybe that's why it's a good game. So this is the infamous block puzzle room. I'm just gonna drop a dagger on these guys. See, look at those daggers. They don't make any sense. They just kind of roll along the ground. What?
Pushing speed.
Yeah, pushing speed from the glove. Block puzzles, man. Good old block puzzles. Don't fall asleep too soon for this. Please get to listen to the song more. Oh, alright, it's almost over. The block puzzle. Still takes forever. Even with boots and glove, it takes forever. Could you imagine doing this without the glove? So this is the flare gun. What do you think you're going to do with a flare gun? Shoot flares is the answer. Shoot flares is the answer, but fire is good, you know? People like fire. Leap of faith. Conveniently enough, if you jump at the edge, you don't die to lava. It's a good thing, right? Alright, so gotta read this, warp back to here. So, what we're doing here, we just got a flare gun, right? And if you didn't notice earlier, sub-weapons you get have 0 ammo. So we're gonna collect some flares. Also some money, but flares is the big thing. Definitely need flares. Fire is good, you know? It's like the best invention ever created by man. These hidden walls. I'm going to do my first of hopefully not many safety saves because we're about to go fight our first boss. In order to save the game, you need to buy a ROM for it. So you gotta buy our Game Master. Buy our Game Master, walk in, save the game. Alright, we save the game using our store-bought ROM that for some reason is being sold in these ancient ruins. So, we're going to visit our first boss. We're fighting the one in the 4th zone first, because fighting bosses opens various things, and also we need to kill all 8 of them before we can finish the game either. There's 8 guardians, 1 for each zone, and like I said, this is the 4th zone, so we're doing the Spring in the Sky first, for multiple reasons. Again, things we unlock. There's a method of the madness. Ah, surprise fish! Surprise fish, why? I'm gonna clip menu to one of my 4 actuals. That's how you conjure the bosses. As you solve puzzles, you find ankhs that you slam your jewel into to explode. And now we're riding off into the water, into the deep blue, in our spooky river raft. Okay, so knife at that guy. Oh. Yep, big fish man. Ah, he slapped me. That was not intentional. I'm getting cheeseballed already? That attack is uncommon, and it's also bad if you get it. Alright, so I'm also getting dives. We want him to be stationary. Alright, oh, no, that's a dive too. He's gonna get owned. I'm getting cheeseballed again? Hello? Oh my goodness. This guy's being rude. So yeah, also the boat speed is determined by where you are on the boat. So if you're on the oh my god, this is the worst RNG ever. I'm out of shurikens. That's weird. And he's only giving me dives. And he's dead now, but he's only giving me dives. What a jerk. Yeah, if he has an attack where he stays stationary and does a flame breath, what you want to do there is get under him and shoot flares at him, because flares do a lot of damage in this game. They nerfed them in the remake, but in this game, they're king. So now we're at the top of the surface. Our health might be critical, but we're actually fine. Collecting the seal, the second seal, which basically are function like keys in various spots. There's a secret health jewel in this wall. So what do you do when we're healthy? What do you think is the call of the action? Jump into lava. That is the correct answer. We're gonna dip our toes in some lava. Oh god, hot. Solve this block puzzle. Dip our toesies in the lava. Burn our health right away. Grab the grapple claw. That lets us cling to walls and wall jump off of them. We're not gonna use that for a bit, but just want to make sure that we get that. I'm gonna push this minecart down, that we get released much earlier. Collect some ninja stars, because I used up all of them because I got cheeseballed 3 times. Level up really early, actually. My XP route is kind of beefed a bit, it looks like. Oh yeah, because I had to farm turkeys in the beginning too, that's probably why. We'll make it work. We will make it work. I think we'll be alright as long as I don't hug the lizard, so to speak. So this is the second boss we fight, 3rd zone. This is going to be Elmac. We're on a minecart. Elzrak. Shoot him in the face with flares when his mouth is open. Be very scared not to touch him. The fireballs don't hurt very much. If you touch him, you lose like a third of your health. But he dies to 12 flares because the flare gun's unbalanced. Flare gun is unbalanced. He also follows the same patterns at the start every time, so as long as you don't hug the lizard, everything is fine. Okay, so we menu to our game master. Don't hug the lizard. It's my special move. So read this. We get the bronze mirror. This will open up a lot of the game. So I noticed how I said there's, you know, numerical areas pretty much. There's also a second half to every side, a back half, if you will. So grabbing the bronze mirror opens up the back halves. So it's still basically, this is still quote unquote the third area, but it's the back side of the third area. So instead of the Temple of the Sun, we're in the Temple of the Moon. So over here, in the Temple of the Moon, again, we're finally putting this grapple claw to use. Wall kicking in this game is really, really obnoxious, by the way. So in order to wall kick, so your up is your jump button, right? To grab the wall, you hold up when you're up against the wall. To do the wall kick, you need to release, jump, and then press away from the wall in that order. Yep, it's a clunky.
Did they fix that in the remake?
Yes, they did. They had a dedicated jump button in the remake, so it's a lot easier. Like I said, the remake has a lot of quality of life stuff. Lots of stuff to make life easier. I'm going to fall because I'm a dummy. I'm going to wait for this platform because I'm a dummy. This music's good though, so... I mean, every song in this game is good, so... So you want to shoot the happy face with a shuriken. It opens the ceiling. If you mess up in this version, you can actually hit the middle one anyway, and it works still. I don't know why that is. I guess the hitbox kind of extends out. So we're going to go in here, the secret wall, to visit this secret treasure. Gonna kill these gecko things because they're kind of in the way. So, what do you think is gonna happen when I break this? A bowling ball. For whatever reason, the hitbox for that box disappears when the boulder passes through it. So you can pick up the axe before the treasure actually appears. But yeah, the boulder is a big one. So we have an axe now, and you'll get used to it enough. But for now, it's kind of gonna chill. We are going to jump up here, climb to the top. This section can be a little bit spooky in terms of potential time loss because if you fall down without going to the left first, you have to go back around, and the bats kind of aren't cooperating. So jump up, jump up. We want this treasure really bad. This is the ice cape. So the ice cape makes you immune to lava. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but... So in this version of the game, it's very feasible to be immune to lava before you're immune to water. So you can swim in lava completely free. Yep. Get that tablet. So the backside warps are different from the front side warps in that I can't do them yet necessarily. There is a ROM combination. Hey, I remember when I mentioned that I needed ROMs to do things? A ROM combination that changes my warps to the backside warps instead of the front side. So I picked up Antarctic Adventure earlier, and that's one of the 2 ROMs for that. The other one I do not have yet, but it will show up eventually. We're going to pay a visit to the Confusion Gate. So this is the backside of the first section of the game. Instead of being a gate of guidance, it's a gate full of weird confusion, warps, ridiculous puzzles that make no sense. You name it, it's full of it. Spoopy music. This tablet here says basically, hey, if you, oh, an idiot went left, an idiot went to the right. Are you an idiot? And so the solution is to find a hidden ladder. I paraphrased a lot there. So up here, there's a room we're going to visit. We're going to grab these weights, they're important. So this skeleton guy, he's like, hey, who are you? So some jerk fairy stole my treasure, and I want you to get it back for me, okay? And basically gives you a hint on where it's hidden. I don't remember the exact phrasing. He also tells us he'll give us 500 gold if we get his treasure back. And for whatever reason, he gives us pepper. Like, literally just the condiment pepper. Like, look, see? It's in the pepper, in the middle. He literally gives us pepper. Little do we know is that pepper will be the key to finding the treasure. So, warp maze. Mess it up. I'm gonna keep going until I get out. There we go. this pot is another 100 gold pot. We want that. Money is important. Ladder grab. You can't grab ladders while in the air, but if you can grab them from the sides, if you're, you know, if you don't mess up. It sucks to mess up, but it's not that bad. We're done our initial stint into the confusion gate. We're out of here. This place sucks. We got our pepper. We got our dollars. We're leaving to the crypt of the giants. It's the graveyard of the giants. That's what it's called. The graveyard of the giants. It's the ice level. Backside of 2. So if you look to the right, you'll see Aram. It's Contra. Apparently Contra is not a very good MSX game. There's another 100 gold here. So Contra, amongst the speedrunning community, getting Contra is a mark of shame. Because if you got it, it means a bat hit you into it and you really messed up. So it also adds extra menuing because it goes into your inventory. So it's like, well, now I have to menu around that. Gotta poke out this giant's eye. He's dead. He doesn't need it. Slippy slidey ice. Watch out for the bat. But I mean, hope the bat doesn't come to kill me because the bats are jerks in this game. These are flying butts. I don't know what they are, but they're just kind of flying butts. Poking the giant's eye out is what lets us get to this. It was what opens the treasure up here. Some more clunky grappling to grab the gauntlet. The gauntlet doubles our attack speed. It's a really significant change. Very significant. It increases our DPS by a lot if it wasn't obvious enough. Hey, it would attack faster. It's mathematically sound, right? So now our knife is rapid fire. This is the puffy damage boost I'm gonna mess up. So I'm gonna climb the ladder like a weenie. Oh wait. Puffy damage boost is impossible. I don't know how anyone does it. This is the Tower of Ruin. This is the backside of the Inferno Cavern. As you can tell, there's lava. This is another life jewel. So yeah, we're gonna collect pretty much every life jewel on the way, and possibly one extra one if I'm feeling if I feel like I'm playing like really bad, which hopefully is not gonna be the case. So in order to solve this puzzle, we need to spell the name of the nameless one. I don't know why he has a name if he's in fact nameless, but it's apparently Mew. That's how I refer to him. He's the nameless one. You're probably going for like a Voldemort type approach where he should not be named, but, well, the translation is weird. Secret wall, button. To pick up the spears. They are a sub-weapon that goes straight down, because every sub-weapon, every video game needs one of those, right? So spears straight down. Stab the blobs to make a ladder. So in here, we're back in the Inferno Cavern. We're going to open this wall, and that's going to be a shortcut for later. But in the meantime, we're going back to the Chamber of Extinction now. Now we have some supplies. We're not going to do too much more in here. We're just going to collect some things. Particularly, more flares is one of the things. Remember when we visited here earlier to collect flares? Well, we're back. So I'm going to also equip my axe because this wall is only bustable with the axe. And wiggling is the best way to get multiple hits. So, more false walls. If you mess up, you fall down to the bottom, like through the bottom floor. That's really bad if you do that. Don't do that. This creates a block. Everyone likes block puzzles. I'm going to reset the room by warping to 5 really fast and back to 6. Grab this treasure, the 3rd seal. Again, opens more things. We like opening things, right? So back to the surface. We're going to do a little bit more collecting of dollars. I guess a lot more technically, based on the quantity I'm going to get. over here, pop the seal. These pots, 20 weights and 200 gold. So now I'm rich, and I have a lot of weights. These are obviously important. If Seal is nice, he's not gonna body me. Alright, he was nice. I have my only 6 shurikens. There's a pot here for that though. To visit Argus. Stab him a bunch. He dead. In order to hurt him, we needed the Serpent Staff, which we collected in our Temple of Moonlight trip. And that unlocks the Feather, which gives us double jump. We're also buying the second slot for our MSX now. So now we have double jump. Double jumping in this game is kind of wonky in that you can only do it at like the peak of your jump. It's really, really clunky. The remake does not have that restriction, but... So this giant, we make sneeze with the pepper that we got. Kind of funny how it works out, right? That we got pepper from that guy who needed his treasure, and we got his treasure with the pepper that he gave us. So this room, finally getting this treasure chest. Gotta kill these 3 guys to open it. It's the Ankh. See these bouncy ball things? They now do not do anything to us. We are now immune to their effects. They're kind of annoying, which is why it's not a huge time commitment to get them, and those enemies are a lot more prevalent in the later sections. So being able to ignore them completely, good thing. We're back here, by the way. We're now going to make everything into suns. Okay. We made everything into suns. I know it didn't really look obvious, but I did. Now we're going over here, because doing all the suns both made this guy wake up for whatever reason, and also created a pedestal over here to put a weight on. If this ghost would let me. Spooky ghost, go away. All right. So now we got our spears in hand. To basically what we're going to do is we're going to go to the third, set up the third color, the third shape now. In order to do that, we need to reset the puzzle by hitting it once and leaving. And then 5 spears, all moons. All moons. Wait, I wanted onto it. Because we're about to fight yet another boss. This is Sakit, the giant stone golem, who's kind of robotic in nature. Look how cool I am. He's the last of the giants. Look how cool he is. He just throws plasma balls out of his fist. I'm just gonna stand here and admire it. Maybe even take a swig of water. Jump over, jump over, jump over. All right. So now he's gonna take one more step and he's gonna shoot his fist out like a rocket, which we use to climb up and stab him a whole bunch. Stab in the face a whole bunch. So this is supposed to be the second boss of the game, so I have a lot of things I should not have yet when you're fighting him, like the gauntlet to double up my attack speed, the knife. Well, you might have the knife, but the double attack speed gauntlet's the big thing. Like, you should not be able to one-cycle him, but, well, get punched in the face by that guy. So yeah, the knife is pretty strong. It gets nerfed heavily in the remake for good reason. The flare gun also gets the nerf treatment in the remake. It's a sad time if you try to go in with those expectations. Another early level. I don't know if I like that, but we'll see. We'll see how things pan out. Skeleton.
What's the downside of it?
Well, I'm gonna be dumping my health very soon, so being able to refill my health right before I dump it all is probably what I want. So, we are now, I collected the war point, and also I collected, what is the ROM I just picked up? ROM Hustler, that's the ROM I picked up. And the ROM Hustler ROM. I still don't have a combination yet, but I will soon. Wait, I lied, I do have a combination. I have one combination, I'm not using it yet, but it's one of the more important ones, well, one of the more useful ones. Oh wait, I need to grab that pot, because I need flares. I make an effort to collect a lot of flares, because you use a lot of flares. this pod over here is a flare pod. I'll be using flares. I mean, I guess I had extra flares, so I didn't use any on Bahamut, so I guess maybe I didn't really need to collect it. But better safe than sorry. So we shoot the sun with flares. Makes sense, right? This warps us into the Temple of Moonlight. So there's some imagery here. I messed up the zip. I messed up the zip again. Oh my goodness, I can't zip, hello? So, oh my gosh, I messed up the zip so many times. Alright, well I gotta save it because I messed up the zip a million times. I usually get that zip first try. Hopefully the other zip I do isn't so bad. So we're gonna use our dial-up sounds because that's how apparently loading works on an MSX. So yeah, like I said, only ways to regenerate health: grabbing life jewels, leveling up, and saving and loading. So we definitely need to do that. Please weight drop. Ah, yellow guy. So, with our health the way it is, we're now healthy again. Hopefully I don't mess up. My XP curve was kind of messed up anyway. My goal is to level up right after doing that zip. So anyway, speaking of the imagery in this temple, this makes the game is not very subtle about it. There's a lot of tablets that basically suggest things that, there we go, this is it. That the Temple of the Sun's a man and the Temple of the Sun's a female, and that is totally a womb. A fellow speedrunner in the community named that zip the Uterus Express because you zip straight to the uterus to collect the Sprite Ocarina. And you need to sleep within the woman. A tablet says sleep within the woman, and to sleep you just pause the game for a little bit. You literally have to pause the game to solve a puzzle.
I noticed that when you pause, he like eats, and then after a while he lays down.
Yeah, you actually literally have to fall asleep by pausing the game inside the uterus. So what zipping there does is save us a really big side quest of having to get a statue of a woman that we have to impregnate. We skipped that part. It's a statue, so I mean, I don't know how you impregnate a statue, but you do. But regardless, this ocarina lets us talk to the 4 philosophers. We get a whole lot of lore from them that I skipped. Well, I didn't skip it. You can't skip it, but so we're going to do a zip through the endless corridor. We don't like this place, so we're just gonna zip through the ceiling and appear at the bottom. So now we're at the bottom. I guess the other reason why I wanted a safety save is there's a very slim chance of a pot glitching out, a 100 coin pot to be precise, and if you don't get that 100 coins, you're kind of screwed. Get our literacy ready. So this is like an eyeball. Reading that tablet makes him angry at us. He kind of chases us, as long as we're not looking at him. He's kind of shy like that. So the pot in the bottom right corner of this room can glitch out sometimes. If it just like it glitches out, becomes unopenable, unlootable, it's bad. Because that's a 100 coin pot there, and if that happens, the money still despawns, and you're like, well, see you later. See you, run. Grab some ninja stars, and then this guy we just kind of poked a lot. And now, this guy is vulnerable after we killed the 100 million eyes for some reason. Just poke him in the eye with an axe. Put the weight there, create a ladder to a zone that isn't real yet. Get bullied by bats while I try to set the zip. This is why we want to have the health refill from the level up. But hopefully I don't mess it up. This one's even trickier than the other one. Oh my goodness. And also, for the record, you can zip like this in any corner. There we go. You can zip like that in any corner as long as you like you need to get hit when you're like in that like pixel or whatever. Like you could have enemies do it for you if you're like both lucky and fortunate enough for it to do that. There is a route that does a lot more zips that like expects enemies to do them for you. It's significantly harder and is not much payoff, but I think it is theoretically faster if you don't mess up at all. So this section expects you to, it wants you to race to the finish pretty much, but it also tells you, hey, if you're smart, you're not gonna have to do that. And the secret is the secret wall. You're gonna get bullied by some vampires. So this room, it's a block puzzle. We're ignoring it. We're just collecting pots. Look at all these weights. This will set us up for weights for the rest of the game. I'm gonna do another safety save. I'm not gonna load because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna level up before it matters. But if I die embarrassingly, well, we have the fallback. The other thing we collected in that race section in the Endless Corridor was the twin statue. So what the twin statue does is it lets us solve the secrets of the twin labyrinths that we visited much, much earlier. So we're gonna do that. And we're gonna hang out in the twin labyrinths for a year. So in the twin labyrinths, there's this poisonous fog. The twin statue lets us warp between these twin statues. So this is how you solve the poison dilemma. Is you need to go to and fro, put some weights in, and bada bing, bada boom, everything's fine. That mazy section that we saw earlier is no longer mazy. Everything's great. We are going to collect Comic Bakery. This is the other ROM for the backside warp combo. We have Antarctic Adventure already, so now we can warp the backsides. Life is nice. Comic Bakery. I've never played that either. This is the ring. It basically allows us to have an extra sub-weapon on screen. So normally, you know, it's like, depending on the weapon, it's, you know, like, you can only have 3 shurikens, you can only have 2 throwing, or 1 throwing knife. I'm about to die. I need to kill, like, 1 guy, but I also need to not get killed. Alright, there we go. We're healthy. We needed to kill these guys anyway, so it's fine. So, now we can have extra sub-weapons on screen, and that will become helpful in due time. And it's not even out of the way, so. Reading the tablet so we can warp. We'll be back here in a bit. Not now, though. So the twin statue, the twin labyrinths, the big shtick is, you know, twins. The front side and the half side are actually part of one big field in this case, and they are kind of mirrored on the map. So doing things on one half does things in the other half, and vice versa. So we killed all the rooms in the other half of this, and we're gonna kill all the guys on this half, and now we're gonna go back to the other half again, to that same room on the other side, do more things. It's fun. This section is kind of a lot of a back and forth and back and forth. I make a friend knock me off the ladder, so I don't have to climb. So now we're back here on this side again. Now there's an extra witch. We just want to kill the witch. It doesn't matter about the other guys, but we also want to break this pot. Breaking that pot makes a chest appear in the dinosaur's arms on the other side. Killing that witch opens the chest. It doesn't matter the order you do it, but it's just a matter of the fact is you have to do both of them. So now we have the Ankh Jewel being held by the dinosaur. Alright, now we're done in that section. This is a spear pot. Secret ladder that we're not even going to use. Treasure chest we can't open yet. See you later. We're just passing by. So now, that is a fake Ankh Jewel over there. If you touch it, it turns to bats. Don't do that. Walk back over here. If you remember these rooms, these were the, this is where I bought the helmet. We're back here to make some more expenditures. So this is a fake hand scanner. Buying that opens the shop on the mirror side, because it is the big brother shop, and that was the little brother shop. So the big brother only sells to exclusive personnel, or clientele rather. And if you buy out the little boy shop, this one opens up, and you buy the dragon skull. That will be useful much later. This room sucks, and it was actually nice to me. Alright, cool. This is a weird guy. I don't even know what he is, but he's dead. He does things. If you don't kill him quickly, he starts doing stuff. I'd rather not have him do stuff. Hey, look, a katana. We're not gonna see that for a while. We're not getting the weed blade for a while. So, in this room, there are 4 witches. I'm gonna kill them all. Alright, and now I gotta meditate for about 25 seconds, maybe 30. I guess I'm gonna start a stopwatch, give or take. I probably should have had one at the ready. I'm gonna assume I'm at 5 seconds in. So when this gets to 25, I'm just gonna assume. It's about 25 seconds. I go for 30 to be safe, because who cares? I'd rather not mess that up and have to find out that there's no boss free on the other side. That would be a problem, if it wasn't obvious. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, yeah, it's probably long enough. Alright, we're leaving. Meditation accomplished. So, these harpies are jerks with their singing and all the singing. Alright, so, look back to this side. There is a shop over here. This jump is actually really tricky, for whatever reason. So this block puzzle is cute. There's no solution in this version of the game. The remake does give it a solution and puts a tablet saying, hey, we messed up. There's actually a puzzle here this time. We fixed it. If you try to skip it, you get zapped with lightning. It's very silly about it. Wait, so yeah, we got the Lamp of Time. We bought the Lamp of Time, which does stop time. We're just using it to get past this room. The way the Lamp of Time works in this version, it's got like a 3-minute cooldown. But it's going to be up by the next time we need it, so we just use it to go through everything. Dipping in lava. We got the ice cape from the Temple of Moonlight, so we're just going to go swimming. Put this thing down. Now we got to warp out, but since warping this game requires opening the menu. Opening the menu requires you to be able to be not in water. There are heat-proof and waterproof cases you can buy that allow you to open them in the water, but they cost money that I do not have. And also, they're out of the way. But it's kind of funny that the game actually has traps that will trap you underwater or under lava without a ways to menu out if you don't have the cases. And you're like, well, they sure got me. Thankfully, that's not going to happen to us. So I made a safety save, by the way, because this is one of the more infamous bosses of the game. I'm going to equip the ROM combo for extra iframes. We'll be using that very heavily here. This is Vi. He looks a little bit phallic in nature, but he's kind of just a really, 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 really big guy. Like, these are his eyelashes. So, optimally, if I do this right, damage boost, get bad pattern anyway, so it doesn't matter. So he has got 2 moves. He has an eye laser and also the eye pop-out thing. I want him to shoot the eye laser. If you hit him too early, he closes his eyes. So yeah, you want to damage boost into him. And mash! Mash your flare gun into his eye. Remember when I said the flare gun's really unbalanced? It's really unbalanced. So yeah, if you mess that up or get bad luck, the things that happens hurt. So, I mean, there's a very real chance of dying. So we're going to equip our backside warp combo. We're going to the Temple of Moonlight. We're going back to the Confusion Gate, everybody. We're going to give that guy his treasure. Remember we got that treasure for him? I want our $500. $500 dues to risk my life to find stuff for him. And all he gave me was pepper. So yeah, I made sure to see how I have only 3 flares. The flares get used heavily if the RNG is friendly. Back to the Confusion Gate. So like I said, we are handing the treasure rack. Phantom ladder. Ah. the teleport's actually above. That's why I'm jumping into it. So, Mr. Skeleton, we have your treasure. And then his reaction is, what the heck? It's covered in slobber. What the heck, man? You're not getting anything cool from me. Take this anchor. I never want to see you again. So instead of our dollars, we get an anchor. The anchor, the one use of the anchor is that we're heavy enough to go through this jet stream now. Hooray. Thanks, Mr. Skeleton. But, well, turns out we need to go this way anyway, so it works out. So putting the weight there on that hidden section makes this block go slower. We need to go past it because there's a hidden warp. That pedestal to the left is a booby trap. It drops you to the floor. So this is one of those there's only one sequence that works puzzles. The solution is kind of hinted at in the tablet below. It basically is one of those, hey, the first one's to the right of this one, and then the second one's to the left of this one. It's one of those annoying puzzles. You have to kind of figure that out, and well, thankfully the order is the same every time. If you mess up any of them, you get zapped with lightning. So, I mean, seeing as how I didn't get zapped at all, it means I did it right. Thankfully. So what that does is we're gonna actually it opens up the top half of the section. So we're actually finally going over here, jumping Goat Man. Scary lizard guy. So now we're up here. So we need to break this wall, break this wall. So we can push this block, do a ladder grab. We don't need to do the ladder grab, we can push the block a couple more steps, but I didn't feel like it because it takes time. Platform sucks. Bats. Zap this open. This screen is infamous, and we'll be visiting here later. We're just going to be passing by for now. So breaking this pot, it's got shurikens, and also there's a chest behind that wall. I'll be back for you next time. Oops. Spikes in this game don't hurt very much, so. Neither do bats. Block puzzle. It's not very tricky. You push a block and then you push a block. I guess it's not obvious that you can push them, but. Alright, so what that does is it opens up yet another section right over here. Get our literacy on so we can read. Now we can warp here. Hooray! Everyone likes it here. Damage boost. Grab our spears. Put on our iframes combo. Damage boost. And mash. Alright, and now, killing that guy gives us his key. Hooray! Alright, we're going to the surface. I'm going to save again. I don't need to save because I'm in healthy traits, but I'm doing it anyway. So we just picked up the endless key. Well, what that does is actually allow us to start solving the endless corridor. We're not solving much there, but we are going to go pay a visit to there and get, do a little bit of cleanup. But for now, we're back on the surface. I equipped the whip here because it's faster than the axe and also hits above me like the axe. So, a lot of these enemies are directly above me, so it's more just quality of life stuff. I'd rather not get bullied by turkeys anymore. Alright, we're done with that. Down we go. So beating Vi opens this door. This door is not actually here until you get the bronze mirror though, so it's not so obvious that it's even a thing. So this is the Tower of the Goddess. This is the backside of the spring in the sky. So, what's in the tower? Lots of things. Lots of futuristic tech and stuff. It's cool. Literacy. Reading. So we read that, and it sinks into the ground. what that does is starts the sequence to flood the Tower of the Goddess. Flooding the Tower of the Goddess lets us get around it more. You'll notice the left there's like looks like a kind of like, you know, what am I thinking of? Like basically some kind of water pump type thing. So we're going to solve. We're gonna flood the tower now. We got the warp point first, though, so we have a quick way back. So the secret to flooding the tower happens to be in the Mausoleum of the Giants, because the Giants were the ones who built the tower. And it turns out this guy pointing to this pot actually has meaning. After I get, you know, away from the hands. Because behind this pot, after having read that thing that sinks into the ground, is the switch. Now we're back. So now there's water on the left side. We'll be back there later, but for now, keep that in mind for later. So this section, the infamous tower climb, this is the fun part. So, on the way, there's invisible enemies I gotta watch out for. I killed one there. And also, I gotta watch out for the Medusa head type enemies. Joy, right? Everyone loves Medusa heads. So, these goddess copters, I got hit by them. You can cling to the left wall without touching the hitbox. But this section can be rough if you get unlucky bat patterns. Oh, I didn't grab the wall. Oh no. Bad bat patterns plus apparently inability to control your character, because wall kicking in this game is clunky as heck. Oh, we're fine. We made it. We made it through the rough part. There's another invisible guy here I gotta kill. Alright, I got him. So, gotta kill these guys to get this chest. So I'm gonna stab it a whole bunch. This is the plane model. It solves puzzles later. Puzzles get solved with the plane model. Alright, so that tower wasn't too rough. The climb, I had a little bit of issues, but I didn't get knocked all the way down, so we're fine. So now we're back in the graveyard of the Giants, but on a side that we normally can't get to now. We are now moving into uncharted territory. Oops, I did not want to fall down. So this room, spooky spike platforming. Spooky platforming. Ah! Ghost! Ghost, why? Spooky ghost. Alright, we want to get up there. Alright, we climbed. We successfully climbed. We're leaving. That room is not fun. Now, this sequence is fun. We get to bounce around some spikes, putting some weights down, slide around. The ice physics are awkward. Putting another weight down to open another weight that we put on. And I missed it. Ah. I missed it again. Ah. There we go. I actually slowed down. You can definitely get it in stride, but obnoxious. So, up here, aside from a butt with wings, there is my nemesis Bomb Fox. I don't know what his name is, but he is the fox that guards the bombs to me, and he's a jerk because he's random. Jerk that's random. I can't hit you there. I can't hit you there. That's rude. Bomb Fox. Alright. Speed flares. Yeah. Now we have our potato masher grenades. I think the game just refers to them as bombs, but they're clearly potato mashers, and I will use them very much. They are the least common sub-weapon in the game in terms of pots. and they're also, which is kind of unfortunate because you use them a lot. But thankfully, the route passes through enough of them to not have issues. There's one right there, for example. There's a money pot here. I kind of need money too. All right, I'm actually good on money now, though. Spikes. There's another bomb pot. Oh, by the way, I didn't even mention this place. This is the Chamber of Birth. It's the backside of the Chamber of Extinction. Warp point. So, now that we have a warp point here, we'll be visiting that one a lot eventually. But for now, we're just passing through, as always. There's a lot of that, just kind of going through areas, doing a thing here and there, coming back to it later. Watch out for these sites. They are, but we're fine. Jumping over the elephant. So inside here, you can now go in here. Warps us to the Chamber of Extinction. That is literally all we're doing here. We're just putting weight there and leaving. So remember when I got the Endless Key? The Endless Key creates a ladder here. So now we can go to the second level that I completely ignored. This is a pretty infamous puzzle too. Thankfully, we're not solving it. We're only here to kill these flower things, grab our key sword, which looks, it's a decorative sword, and it kind of is the weakest weapon in the game, but it's still completely mandatory because it is, in fact, a key sword. Eat your heart out, Kingdom Hearts. We have a key sword too. This is just a visit to this section. This is the Chamber of the Mother, or the Shrine of the Mother, rather. We're just only stopping by this one room to grab this seal. Alright, so this is now, we're now going to go back to the Tower of the Goddess with our grenades, with our key sword, with our everything. I didn't get Contra yet still, so that's good. I'm not embarrassed yet. So now that we have grenades, we can open a shortcut here. Remember this room? Now we can go through it. So I have 11 grenades. There's a grenade pot in this room though, so I'm going to have 16 grenades. Almost every single grenade gets used in the run. I think like maybe a buffer of 2. But despite having 16, thankfully, the places we do use them are pretty much set in stone. There's no extras or less to account for RNG. You just always use the same number every time. It's nice when it comes to that instead of like flares where you're not certain. So this wall can only be opened with the key sword. 15 stabs. 15 painful stabs. But it is done. That is the one use for getting out of the key sword for a while. So this is Potboy. That is kind of just his nickname. I don't think he really has a name, but we got to break all his pots at the same time, so we use time stop to do that. The clue for that is in fact the very next room, so it's not completely ridiculous. But yeah, so I mean the room after this. But these are some silly phantom ladders. There's only one sequence that works. It happens to be the one that's always the furthest right every time regardless. Yeah, the clues are in the room to the right of me. There's a secret passage. That's how you know to make Potboy sad by breaking his pots. This is a scary room. It is no longer scary. Oh, backside. We are now going to visit the most infamous room in the game. It's this one. Remember this room? This is the infamous Lizard Square. If there's ever a reason I'm not going to hit estimate, it's this room. So, what we want is for that jerk lizard up there, Mr. Lizard, to walk down to this ray of light. In the remake, you can kind of manipulate him a lot. Like, you can make him turn around and stuff, and he also swings a sword at you when you get close. In this version, he kind of does whatever he wants. So, it's time to take a bio break or anything, drink some water, you know, just chill. Yep. Here we go. Alright, went down to the second set. Oh, is he gonna keep going? Is he gonna be nice to me? Oh my gosh. He's nice to me. There is a god. Alright, so now we could go do some cleanup with the philosophers. Remember I got the ocarina a while ago? Time to get a whole bunch of lore. Again. Basically, the gist of the lore is that these guys are telling us is that the ruins themselves are in fact the mother of all life, and that in order to she needs to be put out of her misery because basically she's the one who creates all life, but also she wants to get back to the heavens, and well, all the races kind of can't figure that out, how to do that. So they said basically the mother's been destroying all the races. Every time it comes out, turns down, they fail. Also, ignore the portraits in the background of that room. There are certainly some phallic things in that room, on purpose. I'll let you have a brief glimpse of the background, but I'm not saying more. But, so yeah, the ruins themselves are in fact the mother of all life, and every race has failed to send her to the sky, so they decide, hey, we need to mercy kill her, so she stops killing everything. Please. Take a good harsh look at that one. We gotta keep things PG here, though. So, now that we left the fishes with the room, we're going to go visit the 7th. We're back to the Twin Labs. We're visiting here to put an end to the boss here. The boss is Baphomet. Hooray for that. So we're just going to make our way over if the game will let us. If the enemies will let us. Put the axe, put the flares. Because this guy is annoying. It's a weird, I think it's supposed to be Zoo. Or Pazuzu, I'm not sure which. Either way, he flies around, he's obnoxious. Alright, got him. This is a secret life tool. This is the last life tool we're collecting in the game. This is our health. There's 4 more in the game, but we're not collecting them because they're out of the way. So we are conjuring Baphomet. Spooky witches! Kill the guys because they're in the way. And then throw grenades in their face. Alright, well, that was a fun boss. See you later. 4 grenades, all it takes. I mean, you could use other sub-weapons on her, but if it wasn't obvious, that was fast. Okay, so now that she's dead, we are going to go back to the Confusion Gate. Back in menu. So, we're going to visit the giant bat that I completely ignored. I don't think my Lamp of Time will be off cooldown yet. Nope, no it is. Alright, cool. So, this guy, he is the worst. So we time stop him with our grenades at him. Solve our problems. Solve our problems with time stop. He flies all around the room. If you fall down, the fight resets. It's really awful. So, we don't even deal with it. We stop him and grenade him. We just collect the flywheel, which starts creating sand golems in the Chamber of Birth, which is required for exactly 1 purpose. Actually, 2 purposes, I lied. We gotta swim through these stupid water currents. They're annoying. Tower of the Goddess. Alright, we are out of there. Because up here is another way into the Chamber of Birth. We're gonna be here for a little bit longer than the last foray. Collecting a few more things. I'm good on money for the rest of the game. We're making our final purchase in this area. Do not need to purchase anything else after we make our 1 expenditure of 120 gold. I planned it out, I see. Damage boosts. Whee! Grenades and damage boosts. Because climbing ladders is slow. The remake has caltrops that speedrunner use to knock themselves off ladders. They do a lot less damage to yourself, and they don't explode. And they're a much higher quantity, but we don't have such a luxury. In the next room, we will be told, well, the tablet will tell us to do the Dance of Life. The Dance of Life is hidden. The Dance of Life is on another tablet elsewhere in the game. We're gonna do it twice just to be safe. It is left attack 3 times, right attack 3 times, then jump. And this place is kind of confusing. There's lots of teleports, lots of hidden walls. It's really obnoxious. But thankfully, through the powers of research and speedrunning, we don't have to stay here for very long, and we know where we're going. The last ninja! He was attacking me. Get out of the way, Mr. Elephant. So, this is actually a shop where the last Ankh-Jewel, it's not the last Ankh-Jewel, but the last Ankh-Jewel that's out of the way is. There's one more Ankh-Jewel left, but I'm not gonna be worried about that because it's literally given to you for free. But yeah, that one entrance is a shop. Now we don't need to spend money for the rest of the game. More damage boosts. Do I have the? I think I have the iFrames ROM combo one. I hope I do. Grenade. So this is Skanda. He's a giant man of sand. Just kind of stab him a bunch. That was quick. Oh, nope, I did not have the ROM combo up. So now we're going to the Temple of the Sun. So beating Vi a while ago creates. Basically, there's a Sphinx to the right, and it gets blown up the moment Vi gets killed. And I'm collecting my dues. There's a talisman on the ground here. But the only reason we do it now is because we have the Pochette key that I just picked up from Skanda. And that lets us solve another puzzle in this direction. In the darkness, again. In the darkness. This part's fun. So, if there's a background image of the Pochette key there that you jump in front of, that's what creates this weight. But you can't see it because it's dark. You can turn on the lights, but again, costs time to do it. And we're not in the neighborhood of wasting time. So now we are going back to the Chamber of Extinction through Vi's entrance. We were there very, very briefly. We left pretty much immediately, but we're going to do a little bit more exploration this time. Not much, because there isn't much over here, but clear pot. Climbing up this ladder. I thought that boom was going to destroy me. Nice flare drop. So, I'm going to wait for this guy to knock me down. This climbing sucks. So now, Kalenke, the 6th zone boss, is awakenable. I have to be very careful to open it as far right as I can, because his hitbox is there while he's still spawning. So you can kind of cheat and kill him before he does anything. And then he explodes. Dramatically. No, it's a good boss fight, you know. He's actually really, really, really dangerous. He does a lot of damage, but thankfully, with the power of cheating, we can kill him before he does anything. So now we bring the talisman to Zelpud, and he starts giving us some lore basically saying, hey, wait, that belongs to your dad. Go find his diary. And that's basically the gist of that. So now we're gonna go find his diary. My dad's diary is somewhere in the ruins. Wow. Nice weapon, dude. We're gonna do yet another ceiling zip to get to the bottom of the endless corridor, because solving puzzles is for weenies. Solving puzzles is for weenies. Escape the hamburger taco room. The platforms look like, the tops and bottoms look like tacos. So now, this ladder only is open when I get when I bought the dragon skull. But again, there's no reason to be here unless you have, you know, done the diary sequence. So it just takes time to go to and fro. That chest, that's the diary. That only appears after you show the talisman to Zelpud. So in order to get to the diary, you need to time stop, because there's a wall that falls down immediately when you enter it. So you time stop, and then get in, get out. Because we're still collecting a few other things. Let me collect my... Oh, I do not need my octopus. I need my handy scanner. And scanner. Because behind this thing is the break shot ROM. That is the last ROM we're collecting. So Zelpud now is like, oh, you have the talisman. I mean, the diary. I'll tell you everything now. We are the 7th children created from the mother. You are the 8th generation. So, and since we realized we can't give her a request to go back to the sky, you're going to be the one who does it. Go figure it out. So he gives you the treasure of La-Mulana. It's basically just a jewel that lets us open one chest. I'm gonna mess up the zip now because I'm dumb. It's kind of precise, to be honest, but it's not a hard zip. But I find a way to mess it up. But it's like still not hard to jump into a corner. How hard is that? So now we can get a. We're gonna go back to the Shrine of the Mother, collect the one thing that we can get with the treasure that we just got. Get bullied by bats. We're back. We're back, and the bats are back too. Stab that guy, because he is rude. Again, we're not going to be here for very long. We're collecting the one treasure, and we're out. That's all we want. We don't want to overstay our welcome. I mean, this is life jewel chests. We don't need it, because my health is good for the rest of the game. And this, if you pop the seal in, and hey look, it's a skull! It's the crystal skull! So I'm going to do a safety save, because we're going to the probably the last dangerous area in the game. Backside warp. So we're going. So what the crystal skull does is create exactly one ladder that wasn't there before. And for some reason, it's all over here. Out of the way. Of course, right? We're also going to pick up that katana that we revealed much earlier. Hey, look at the katana. And we're not even going to use it for most of the remaining of the game. We're not going to use it. It's just going to hang out. Hey, look, this ladder's here now. It's got skulls on it. You can tell. So this is the dimensional corridor. It is the backside of the endless corridor. And like I said, hey, look, they give you the Yangshul for free. Literally for free. This section is kind of like a mini-boss gauntlet. Nothing is really dangerous here, but there are some nuisances here and there. This guy is some kind of water merman fish thing. Your third shuriken guy. He's not dead yet. I think he's one shuriken away. I think it's 15, yeah. This room is kind of annoying because if that guy shoots you, you fall down. So, I'm equipping this combo now. It gives you bonus damage to your knife. And is a very significant damage bonus. That ball disappears whenever it wants, and it does whatever it wants. This is the final philosopher. He basically tells us how to separate the mother's body from her soul, so to speak. And it requires the medicine of the mind. So the way to get the medicine of the mind is you need to cast the spell of birth, in English, on the right fairy, and there's 2 false fairies that you need to cast death. That also is there. Death, the spell of death. So yeah, there's very good reasons why it's in English. I promise. I'm scared of these bats. Like, really scared. Because, alright, I'm gambling. I've never had a bat knock me out of this, but I'm always scared that it could happen. So basically, the tip is to push on the wall overnight, and putting a weight on the thing makes the cycle turn. So, this guy is a big old dragon. You throw grenades at him. He's dead. And then you leave and come back, and he's back. Because he actually has 2 lives, and then there's a tablet that says he has 2 lives. If you actually wait in the room, he does respawn. Like, he does respawn there. But the second time, he's gone for good. He's dead for good. You don't have to worry about him ever again. So these guys, this room is special. This item can only be obtained if you kill all the guys in this room after killing an even number of sub-bosses and after killing an odd number of sub-bosses. So I'm killing them once to create that first light. Then I'm going to go kill this boss over here, which is the fan favorite, Snake Moon. It's a moon, and it drops snakes. Snake Moon. He's a lot more interesting in the remake, but I love Snake Moon all the same. So now we killed one more boss. We get the second torch, and the third torch will light up when we kill him the 3rd time after beating the boss. So we're fine here. This guy teleports around a whole lot, so we don't want him doing that. So we just say, hey, time stop, and just give him a few ankle stabs and laugh at him. And then there's another guy here. Oh, he's dead. So I'm going to put on the iframes ROM combo again, because this next boss is immune to everything except the key sword. Hey, look, it's back, the key sword. So this guy is Ouroboros. He's a very, very big old slow-moving dopey worm. So you gotta stab him in the face. He does so little damage, and you just gotta keep stabbing him in the face. And he moves a little bit faster the more damage he is. And he's giving me a good pattern, so that's nice of him. But he kind of does whatever he wants. Because sometimes you can go all along the top, and go all around the room, and goes inside of himself. It's really obnoxious. Alright, back to the knife damage combo, if I can menu. Freaking, that guy is so rude. The Ouroboros, man. So this is a silly water knight. I have no idea what the hell his deal is. I didn't mean to say that, sorry. I don't know what his deal is, but you stab him. Stab him. Oh, he got knocked off. Stab him in the shin a few times and he pops. Knife damage ROM combo is insane. It is the highest DPS you're going to get in this game, probably. Most certainly in a speedrun. There is ROM combos for other sub-weapons, and like there are whip upgrades, but the whip upgrades are not necessary and they're out of the way. So you just kind of ignore him and ignore them and the ROM combos, because the knife one's all you need. If you couldn't tell, the knife kind of ruins everything. This is a silly bouncy guy. He's dead. And here comes a silly wind guy. Watch out, he flies around. And he's dead. Flare gun. We have 18 flares, which is just about enough. For dragon platform guy. I don't actually know what his name is, but if you go above, there is the last life jewel in the game. Also the hardest one to get. So if you kill him early, it's really, really hard to get, because you have to damage boost yourself up to get to it, and it's kind of a pain. So this is Tiamat. Really good song, sour please. But Tiamat is kind of rude. Well, it can be rude. So she shoots her eyes out, she's got a whole bunch of bats. You stab her a whole bunch in the face. Stabbing the infinity symbols creates a platform that's temporary, and also kind of dampens her move set a bit. She doesn't do the hair thing when she's sealed. But the more damage she takes, the more bats she spawns. I'm gonna bait a tail because the tail does significant damage. You can hit those balls away, but that's it. Which kind of here to stay. I messed up. All right, I gotta bail. I could gamble it all and try to stab her a few more times, but if I die, I have to do this entire section over. I don't want to do that. You can 2-cycle her. It's kind of not that bad. It was only one hit away, of course. I didn't want to gamble it, but like her tail whip does probably a third of what I have left. Like That's what the damage we're talking there. And there's very, very easy potential to be comboed by the bats. So you kind of live in her hitbox and you kind of get dumpstered, and you don't want that to happen. So yeah, that's like the scariest part of the game over with. How's everyone doing? I don't know if I'm hitting estimate or not, because I had some really unfortunate luck with certain things. But Lizard Square was my friend though, so that might have made up for it. Lizard Square is usually not my friend. So I just got the Angel Shield. We are using it for a couple things, but it is required for one puzzle. Technically isn't required for one puzzle in this version. In the remake, it's 100% required for it, but in this version, there's the second level shield still does the thing for it, but it's out of the way. So over here in the Chamber of Birth, you can blow that up with your shield to collect the vessel. This is what we'll be using to fill the medicine of life with. So we have killed 7 of the 8 guardians, and it leaves 1 left before we can start the true end game, but we have some other things to prepare first, so we're gonna do those first. So we're going back over here now. Killing Palanque opened this section. This is another section of the Chamber of Extinction. This is the gateway to hell, as the game wants to affectionately call it. I need the knife damage combo for the biggest mini bosses of all, Oxhead and Horseface. That is their canon names in this game. They have names in the remakes, but in this game they're actually called Oxhead and Horseface. And you just kind of stab them in the face until they go away. Oh, watch out, he poked. Whoa. The Guardians of Hell, Oxhead and Horseface. So this is Spriggan. You poke him and he gets angry. I messed up the zip, so I'm gonna reset the room. What you want to do is wake him up and he walks to the left. And he walks really slowly. And you kind of just, like, you gotta use him as a platform to get up. But he walks really, really slowly, so I'm just gonna zip. Or I'm going to try to, anyway. There we go. Because when you hit him after he wakes up, his hitbox returns. So you just jump through him and then hit him while you're near the wall and inside of him. So then you get stuck in the wall. Hey, we're back in the surface, underneath the section that is not normally there before. But we're leaving. See you later. This is just a bunch of spikes. Spikes are not threatening, but platforming is. So, grenades. I want grenades equipped. So now we are in the Tower of Ruin. We have not been here for a while, and we are in the complete opposite half of where we were in the first time. Also, nice zip. So this is Nuwa. Nuwa. Kind of does a little bit of wiggle worm stuff. I'm just gonna wait for her to coil up, and then she does a plunge attack. And you throw grenades in her butt. And she gets upset and comes out to body you. And then you just kind of poke her in the face. Good sound coming. Bloop. Her death sounds so good though. Bloop. So this is now, this room over here. This room is spooky. There are invisible enemies that are zipping across the screen. Like, they're just random and they're fast. And they just go left and right in random patterns. If you fall down, you lose like 3 minutes of time. But if you don't fall down before hitting that, then you're fine. Doesn't matter what happens after you hit the thing, as long as you hit that seal before you go down. So we're gonna equip our hand scanner, we're also gonna equip our reading, and there's the first of the false fairies. We cast Death on our keyboard, the spell of Death. There's the second of the false fairies. We must cast Death, the spell of Death. And then these are the true fairies. We cast Birth on them, and that is how we get the medicine of life active. You know, cast Death a few times, cast Birth once. Get this warp point. Oh wait, I need literacy still. So to start the endgame process, in order to open up the last boss, we need to cast, the sages mentioned we need to cast 8 mantras and jam a wedge into the rear, is what they say, is their exact phrasing. Basically the backsides of the ruins. We need to stab the mantras into. The first mantra I just read, it's Marduk. You have to type out the word Marduk on your keyboard. which is why they're in English. I guess they have English keyboards in Japan. So now we do them in reverse order of the zones. So you do 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So, I'm gonna knock that down already. So we are going to the 7th zone to start the second mantra. Jam the wedge into the rear. That's what they said. The game says it like that, I swear. It really puts it like that. The phrasing in this game is really weird. Yeah, that's what the 4 stages tell us to do. Jam wedges, chant mantras, get medicine, win game. So this is the second mantra. We need literacy. Literacy is important. Second one, Sabbat. It's always the same ones, but it's always the same phrases, but you need to read the tablet before it lets you do it, despite having knowledge. Sabbat. Create the platform again, because I broke it. They'd be bad at platforming. That guy's having a seizure. He's fine, he lives there now. Alright, so the second mantra is used in this room, and it needs to be used in some very specific spots too. So Sabbat. So now we are going to do 6 next. The third mantra is coming up soon. Literacy is important, because if you don't read them successfully, you cannot do them. So this mantra is Mu, the nameless one. Remember him? He was nameless. He has a name, it's Mu. That's his name. So now we gotta go find the place for the jam. The way to figure out where to put the mantras in is kind of wonky and dumb. It involves like the compasses and the boss rooms and all that stuff. It's common for people to just brute force it because it's just way too dang complicated. So we chanted here, Mu, the nameless one. His name is Mu. And now, in order to get to the mantra for number 5, gotta go once again through the gates of hell. Too bad Oxhead and Horseface are dead. And yeah, the jamming into the rear, again, the symbolism is the back sides of the ruins, not the front sides. So it's always going to be in the back side, with the exception of the Endless Corridor one, because Tiamat flipped her zones because she's that darn powerful. It's her lore. I messed up Spriggan! Spriggan, no, don't do it! Not like this. Alright, let's try it again. Good friend Spriggan. Yeah, he responds to movement. If you're not moving at all, he tries to shoot you with a laser. So if you move too soon, then he starts walking away. Which is my dealio is. There. We're back here for a brief time. See ya, Surface. It's our last time we're going to be listening to this song. Bye. Back to the Tower of Ruin. So this room is spooky coming up. Now remember when I mentioned that the room above where there's invisible guys? It turns out their visible time is stopped, but they still move. And you need to kill 2 while time is stopped in this room. I'm getting the worst luck imaginable. Alright, there we go. That was close. If I messed that up, I'd have to save and reload, and that would be a problem. And this is also the room where you type the mantra, Vi! I need backside warp on, it is cool. So we are now going to do the 4th, well, zone 4 mantra. It's the 5th mantra, but the zone number 4 mantra. So, get the medicine of the mind that we created when we did the what's it called, the spell of birth and death stuff. Letter C. Bar Run. Don't know the significance of half of these names. Like Moo makes sense because that's a ball. That's the nameless one, and Vi makes sense because he was a boss. But yeah. Bar Run. To the third section. So this mantra is in a section that has a clue to the other mantras. It doesn't appear until you get oh, I'm low in health. I mean, I guess I can save load before I beat the game anyway. So these are the tablets that tell you where to find the tablets for the mantras. So Udjet, by the way. Udjet, it's probably supposed to be Wedjet, you know, the Eye of Horus. But we got Udjet. But the significance of that room is, like I said, it tells you the locations of where you find the tablets that tell you the spells themselves. And third one is notoriously missing. Well, for the third one is missing unless you do the other ones first. It's kind of the clue how you're supposed to know that's where you get it. Because the mantra tablets only appear after you do the previous one. So Udjet, and then we're leaving before I get my health drained. This is Contra. Again, hi Contra, bye Contra, we're leaving it. Collecting it, again, the mark of shame, because it's extra menuing and also embarrassing. We're fine, we'll be fine on health, in theory. I'm gonna save load when I do the last mantra. Or maybe even before that. So up here, this room, this fun room, remember this room? Gotta wait for that guy. Literacy. Apt. ABT. I don't know why that's the mantra either. I don't know what the significance of these names are. Apt. I am going to do a safety save, actually. There's a very, 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 very slim chance I can die. I'm just gonna save load because I have witnessed somebody dying to the next boss, and I just don't want to be, unfortunately, one of those guys. So I'm gonna save load. Equip my knife damage ROM combo. Equip my knife. Equip my actual. So now we're back to the first zone. So, in case you haven't remembered, I killed 7 guardians. The 8th guardian is the one for here. So, you know, the first boss of the game, I saved for the last. Because, I mentioned earlier, killing certain bosses opens certain things. And it turns out there's like nothing that opens up when you kill the first boss. So, there's like one thing that opens up and it's not useful. So, yeah, you save him for last. The poor first boss. I got bodied by a silly tarantula lion. It's kind of amusing though that that's the last boss of the game. Hey, remember when I killed all the enemies in this room to create a block in this room? We're solving this puzzle finally. We put the groundwork for it an hour and like 45 minutes ago. Now we're finishing it, finally. Can you believe it? So, open that. Final boss. Well, final normal boss. If it wasn't going to be obvious, if like you didn't guess, this is not going to be a very interesting fight. It's Amphisbaena. Snakeo. Double snake. Whoa. His hitbox appears the moment he breathes fire. And he's dead. Wow. Oh, I need literacy.
One cycle, baby.
One cycle, yeah, I know, right? He doesn't do a cycle, he just moves around. It's gonna take a little bit because the music still plays when the game is paused, so I'm not gonna say glitched it out, but I delayed it, and like the fan, like it still considers a favor happening. So down here, now that we've finished the 8th Guardian, the last mantra. The last mantra is here. So now we can finally finish the mantra. This one is La-Mulana. Conveniently in this room. Done. Alright, we're done mantras, everyone. See you later. Going to the end game. Now we're gonna go back to the Shrine of the Mother to finish the job. I messed up the zip. Finishing the job a second time. I guess I'll equip a shield because I don't need the hand scanner. Taco hamburger room. Look at these platforms. The top and bottom look like hamburgers and tacos. They look delicious. Alright, so now the Shrine of the Mother has gone a big transformation. Look how spooky it is. Tentacles and everything. Really brings some, you know, spoopiness. Spoopy. Because basically, you know, the Mother is actually the ruins themselves, so this is kind of a big thing. Symbolism. So now we gotta traverse these tentacles and get hit by that bat I always get hit by because I forget he exists. Because it's hard to see any blends, like most bats. So basically the gist is we're just gonna try to platform through things, jump the wrong way, oops. Platforming. I have the knife combo on so I can stab things effectively that get in my way. The spooky, sleepy, adorable, sleeping, narcoleptic ghost cats. All I do is create ghost cats. That's all they do. They're sleepy and adorable and spooky. Look how spooky they are. Just killing guys for EXP purposes so I can get a life fill down the line. Prepping my life. Gonna wait for this monkey to attack and block his fireballs with my shield. Kill this guy. Hey look, it's Beelzebub. He's here much earlier in the game too, but he doesn't do anything until now. Now he gets angry and you have to fight him. So optimally, you try to stab him with rolling daggers and we'll also stab him with a knife. Try to bait projectiles away from you too, if possible. Sometimes he does this. This is a good pattern because you can just kind of get here and stab repeatedly until he teleports into your knife and explodes, like that. That was a pretty good Beelzebub kill. We are almost home. The home stretch, everybody. These spooky spirit things that I'm immune to. I got the Ankh a lot earlier. They're everywhere now. Time stop for one last time just to get through, guys. Because, well, I'm at full health. I don't need to kill anything, and why waste health, right? I'm not gonna need time stop for the final boss. So, bye, sleepy, spooky, adorable, sleeping, narcoleptic ghost cats. So you use all 4 of the seals we got much earlier in the game. That's a really big Ankh. Some last second menuing. Key sword, iframes combo. We do not need the knife combo anymore. Oh, I guess I'll equip my shield too. We do not need the Mother, watch out. We do not need the knife rom combo anymore. It served us well. Be patient. She always kind of shoots them in your general direction. And then just kind of bounce everywhere. Oh wow, look at that. And then we dump the medicine of the mind on her that I got earlier while doing the mantras. And what that does, if you do the wrong fairies, you get the wrong medicine or don't have medicine at all, you just kind of get kicked out and you're like, heh, see you later, idiot. But no, we separate the soul from the body. Sour, please. So we gotta hit her hula hoops back at her with the knife. And it has to be with the knife. It specifically has to be with the knife. Just kind of chilling. one more hula hoop. Nope, nope, one more. If I can hit it, it's running loose. Hula hoop, come back. No. Alright, yep. Then we get some Virgin Mary type archetypes here. You have to hit her with the axe here, like immune to everything except for the axe. I think you can sense a trend here. Only one weapon each for each phase. Which brings us to the water phase, which brings us to the one use of the katana on the run, this phase. So you need to hit the eyes in a specific order, and in a specific, like, you need to hit them in a specific sequence, in a specific order. It is a paradiddle. You gotta do a right, left, right, and then left, right, left, left, rinse and repeat. The clues to that are hidden throughout the ruins. This is, I already forgot where I was. This is right, I believe. I meant left, left after that. All right. And if you get messed up, you get struck by lightning and have to redo the entire sequence from the beginning. So don't mess up. And then left, and now water goes away, and we equip our whip. So this sequence is the final sequence. You just gotta whip her a whole bunch. Watch out for things. Use our shield that actually works. So the whip upgrades do not actually do extra damage in this phase. It's just number of hits. So that's why you don't need to upgrade your whip ever. So you just want to whip her a whole bunch. I'm playing a little bit greedy. Because, you know, speedrun and all. Getting pretty bad luck with the patterns though, because there's a pattern where you can actually hit her with the backswing of the whip without getting hit by fireballs. Just damage boost. Time will be not yet. Time will be not yet. Time will be when the jewel hits my hand. And time. We did it, everyone. Am I underestimate? Hooray!
157.14.
That's fine by me. In the remake, you actually have to do the escape sequence, but in this version, it's a cutscene. So, you know, just ignore everything, right? So yeah, we got the Treasure of Life. Wow. I'll see you when the sequel comes out in December 2015. Or this summer, to be precise. Congratulations.
Stay hydrated, possible to consume 8 ounces of water by now.
How big is this bottle? 20?
16.
It's 16. Oh, I'm halfway. It's 16.
Okay.
Thanks, stay hydrated, bot. So we got a casserole. Oh, the sages. Their names I don't remember. Giltorio, Phobos, Alcidarna, and Semaranta. I'm gonna wait till the credits are over. Ah, Guardians. Remember these guys? I killed them. Snake, giant guy, lizard, fishman, big ol' eyeball, spaceship, spooky lady, and snake lady. And then, of course, Mother. Also, the number of characters that appear in this credit sequence are based on the things you do in the game. Like, there's one for doing it quickly. There's one for collecting everything. There's one for doing. There's a whole bunch of things you can do to add more characters to this credits roll. Getting 100% in the original version is kind of a pain though, because it requires a lot more dollars than there are in the game. You kind of have to like do resets and stuff to reset money pots and stuff. That's not fun. But the remake does have a category that does all characters 100%. It's a lot easier to do that in that version. Oh, the special cast. Duplex, Naramura, Semieru, and Gyonin. Ah, player! You. And then my favorite part, the special thanks to our friends Higgy Blank and question mark. I don't know. I have no idea what those mean. I have no idea. And then, at the very last second, our father, who's actually alive, steals the treasure. He steals it. You actually can see him at a few points in the game. Like, I didn't point out the one time you do see him in the run, but he's definitely in a few places. Like, he's hanging out. And then I want to see what the in-game time clear is. All right. So here's the fun thing. For some reason or other, I don't know, it's like a programming flaw or whatever. The first time you start up the game, it doesn't start counting time until you load your first save or whatever. Or like if I started the game again, it would actually start time correctly. But the first time you hit the start of the game, then when you open the game, it does not start tracking time. If you beat the game in a single sitting without continuing, the time is 0. So you could literally have, you know, world record game time. I don't think there is, because there would be a lot of ties. But that's La-Mulana. I hope you enjoyed the classic version. The remake version is a lot more polished and has a lot. The speedrun of that has a lot more intricate zips and ridiculous things in it. But I like this version because it's the version I played the first time, and also I like the music better. So you know, it's a fun game.
Have you quit out of the game?
Yeah. Okay, I'm quitting the game. Thanks.